Good morning, Jules. See Louise clocking in. Oh, starting the vlog real early this morning. It is 6:51. I've been up since about 5:30-ish, kind of tossing and turning. So I went ahead and got up and started my day. I'm on my way to pick up a friend. Well, my daughter works at a grocery store, and she met some dope people from New Orleans a few weeks ago, and they didn't have a car when she met them, they didn't have a car. So I had started giving the mom, a ride to work, and me and her became cool. She's 47, I'm 37, and then she lives with her 3 adult kids and her grandbaby. So now they have a car. I had gave them a ride to go pick up their car a couple weeks ago, and I was so happy for them. But I'm going to go pick up one of her daughters from work, where the mom took her to work last night because she worked overnight, and I'm going to pick her up this morning. And it worked out perfectly because since I'm so used to getting up between 5 and 6 every morning for work, then my body was out. I was already up, so I just texted her and told her I was on my way. So I gotta drive to downtown Houston and pick her up. That's about a 30-minute drive there and back. So I'm just cruising right now on the freeway. Thought I'd come on and start the vlog. When I get back, I gotta take my daughter to work for 8 o'clock. Then I gotta go home and start getting my 12-year-old ready because she has her second softball game today. So I gotta get her ready, drop her off at her school so she can ride the bus with her team, and then I'm gonna head out there as well. That game starts at 1:45, I believe. This is her second one, but she has not played. She didn't play the first one, and she didn't play the second one because the coach didn't order enough jerseys. So her and another one of her teammates have not been able to play. They just sit and watch and cheer their teammates on until their jerseys come in. So we got the softball game today. Once I come back from the softball game, I'm probably gonna hit up the gym and go get a little cardio in. And once I finish at the gym, honey, that's my day. I'm gonna go back home and just relax. The reason why I don't mind helping this family is because ever since I have met them and started giving them rides and helping them, they have been so genuine and so cool. And you know, the mom, she knew that I was going through a breakup, just sitting at home, you know, healing and just being to myself. So she would invite me over, and they would cook. She'd go to the grocery store and get fish and shrimp. They from New Orleans, so they love seafood, and they would cook fish and shrimp and fry some wings. And one night we made sandwiches, and one of her daughters liked to drink like I do because I'm a drinker. And so we would go get us a bottle of Hennessy because she liked Hennessy. So we would get a bottle of Hennessy and just take shots. And they got a big old speaker to play real loud music. Take the egg. And we just vibe out. The machine is also karaoke. So one night we did karaoke. And we just chilling in the house, like having a little kickback. You know, she just want to get me out the house. And then when she found out, and then she was just, the mom had just been so sweet to me. They always offer me gas money. I never want to take the gas money. If I don't take the gas money, she'll put it in my youngest daughter's hand, or she'll drop it in my cup holder and be like, girl, take this money. And the day that I had took her to go pick up her car, I had to do a lot of back and forth because they had some stuff going on where they needed to pick up some documents and stuff like that. That day she had wound up giving me in total like $65 for gas. And then we went to HEB. We went to the grocery store and grabbed some food. I grabbed some stuff. She grabbed some stuff because we made sandwiches and nachos and stuff that night after she got her car. I had been telling her everything I had been going through with my ex during the breakup and stuff, and how she came and like took all my gifts that she got me, and she also took the toilet tissue, the brand new pack of toilet paper and detergent that she had bought for the house. So we in the grocery store, and she was like, baby, get you some tissue and go get you some detergent. And I was like, no. I was like, you don't have to do that. I can get my own detergent and stuff. And she was like, girl, anybody that take tissue from you is low. You know, and you know, she just made me feel comfortable, and you know, just she saw the light in me and how I immediately just started helping them and giving them rides and stuff. and she just merely wanted to return the favor, and she knew what I was going through. So when I tell you, that lady bought me a big old thing of toilet paper, she bought me a box of detergent, and had in total gave me $65 that day for running around with them trying to pick up their car and take care of business. And I was just like, that is so sweet of her to, you know. And she even told me, she was like, girl, we don't have nobody here. We've been in Houston for 2 years. You know, their car got wrecked and stuff like that. They all had lost their jobs because they didn't have no transportation to where they was working. They was working an hour away from where they live. And we just been helping each other. So that's why I'm up this morning going to pick up her daughter, and thank God they live really close to me so that we can help each other. And that's what life is all about. Sometimes you meet people that are strangers that become more of a support system and more of a family member than even our own blood family members. Y'all know that. So that's why I wanted to come on and just give y'all a little backstory on this girl that I'm picking up, because they have really became some cool people in my life, and has really been a good support system with, you know, everything I've been dealing with, and just us helping each other. And I feel like that's what when I see people trying to help themselves and just not sitting up, and I don't feel like that they using me, like these people are really out here looking for jobs, like really out here at the workforce filling out applications, like they really saved up their money and went and got them another car, like they really out here trying to make it in this city, because they not from here and they don't have nobody, don't know nobody, just them in their household is all they got. And I can resonate with that, because I moved down here 13, 14 years ago by myself with just 2 kids. So I know how it is to move to another state, or another city rather, for me, and just be alone. You know, and feel like that you don't have nobody, don't have no support system. You know, my car broke down when I first moved down here. I had a wreck, and then it was walking my kids to school and daycare. So I know how it is, and that's why I do not mind helping people when I see them trying to help themselves. Alright guys, me and my daughter headed out to the game. Well, we're going to the school to meet the bus so she can ride. This is my outfit of the day. These my new Nikes that I bought at the Hibbett store. I really like them and they're comfortable, but I don't think I'm gonna be working out in them because I don't want to mess them up. But I got my waist trainer on, and also I got my sauna suit vest on, since we're gonna be sitting outside, so maybe I can sweat some of this belly fat down.
This is for Dad.
Good job, she had to come back.
Put all your softball stuff together. So Monday morning when you go to school, you have your school bag, you have your softball bag.
Good morning, Jules. See Louise clocking in. And today is a new day. I am just now leaving my favorite part to go on my walks and jogs, and I just did, I think, 5 miles, maybe a little over 5 miles. It was really nice out. I've been up early this morning. I dropped my 18-year-old daughter off at work, and as soon as I dropped her off, her job is right down from my favorite park, so I went straight to the park and got that out the way. So before I close the vlog, I wanted to come on and talk about pathology and tell y'all what didn't happen to my baby daddy, my 18-year-old's dad. I never was in no relationship with him. Neither one of my kids' dads was I ever in like a long-term relationship type. It was just something that happened. So I had my daughter, and when I was like 19, 20 years old, fresh out of high school. Well, basically had just graduated high school. I graduated high school in 2004, and I had twins, a boy and a girl, in 2005. And my son passed away when they was 2 months. And so now my daughter is 18. And their dad is a drug addict. And I, like, back then when I started messing with him, I didn't know all that about him. I met him through, I was hanging out with his cousins, and they was much older than me. When I was in the 11th, 12th grade, I was hanging out with people that wasn't even in school no more or didn't even finish school. Like, I really put myself around a bad crowd of people, basically. I met him through one of the girls I was hanging with, and we was partying and, you know, doing what you do in your early 20s, pulling all-nighters, and stuff happens, right? So as soon as I mess around with him, had just graduated high school, boom, I'm pregnant. Not only am I pregnant, I'm pregnant with twins. So I'm from a small town. So when people started finding out that I was that was my baby daddy, everybody, like, the people knew me. They knew my character. They knew, you know, I'm the only child. You know, my mom always tried to make sure that we lived in somewhere nice and uppity. And, you know, my mom was the type where she always wanted to live like the Joneses, like whether she could afford it or not. Take that however you take that. But that's how it was with me growing up. So people knew that I was different from what my baby daddy was. And so when people started finding out that I was pregnant for him, everybody would be like, Clarissa, how did you get connected to him? Like, how do you know him? Like, how you end up pregnant for him or whatever? So everybody was shocked, and nobody knew how I got connected. I was so young. He was already, like, I was 19, 20, well, I probably was 20 at the time, 19, 20, and he was like probably 27, 28. But either way, you know, he introduced me to some drugs and stuff like that. And because that was never me, like, that was never my end goal. Like, God never had for me to be a drug addict my whole life in my destiny. The drugs that I got introduced to at a young age never stuck with me. So I do still like to drink, but everything else I don't have to have. And I have tried some hardcore drugs back in my day. I've done some things that my parents don't even know about, let's be clear. So and mind you, my parents are ministers, so I'm a PK. I'm a preacher's kid. And honey, the stigma that's out there about watch out for them PKs, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Y'all got to watch out for them PKs, because it's like, I know for me, like, our parents in my household, and I'm pretty sure a lot of PKs out there, our parents tried to shelter us and, like, you know, keep us in the house, keep us in church, Sunday school, Bible study, vacation Bible school, choir, anything that they could do to try to distract us from the world is what they tried to do, which really harmed us more than it helped us. I'm sure you get that. So, long story short, what I mean about pathology is my baby daddy is a drug addict, and my father was a drug addict. My father passed away, I believe, in 2009, but he never got to live life. Like the father that the baby daddy that my mom chose for me makes me look at I chose the same baby daddy for myself, because it's just the same. Only thing difference is my baby daddy have not allowed drugs or have not died yet from drugs. My dad, he did drugs so much, if he wasn't out here in Houston on the street doing drugs, he was in the pen. It was from pen to streets, and that's all I know. That's all I can remember. Outside of that, when he was coming in and out of our household when I was younger, he loved to cook. I knew cooking was his passion, and that is one of the main gifts that he gave me, is a passion for food, a passion for serving, a passion for putting your love and energy and genuine time into your meal, so that every person that you feed can actually feel the love and the passion and the energy that you put into your food. He gave me that. I cook with that, and I love that about myself, and that's why I'm such a foodie. That's why I love cooking. I love serving. That's why I'm in the food industry. You know, I got the side hustle with the food truck I'm trying to build out. I have been doing catering and stuff, slanging plates out my car for years and stuff like that. That's just me. That's what I do. That's what makes me happy. I love to watch people eat my food. I love to hear people say what they like about my food. I've never had a bad review. That's my calling, pretty much. I, like on my other vlog, I said I know what my calling is. I'm a servant, and what I like to serve is for people's belly. I like to see people get full and get happy when something is good to them. And you know how we get when it's just, ooh, I love to see that. That does something to my soul. So that's why I'm saying I know that's my calling. So I feel like my baby daddy is what I chose, the same type of man that my mom chose, because my dad was a very heavy crack addict. I don't know if he did any other type of drugs, but I know his main drug was crack. Now, my baby daddy, the reason why I'm bringing him up is this week we just found out that this man just got charged with 45 years of prison. Now, we heard the story. Now, my daughter really don't have, of course she don't have no, it's, when I tell you the pathology is pathologian, I made that up. I got the word pathology from, so Google it and look it up if you don't know what it is. But I got pathology from watching Elanya. I hope I'm saying her name right, but I got that from Elanya Fix My Life. That lady is so wise, and I know y'all know who that is. So pathology is a real thing. Like, Elanya knows what she's talking about, because that pathology is what it has happened from the man my mom chose to be my dad and the man I chose to be my daughter's dad. That's real. All the drug addiction and the back and forth to jail and all that is literally what I chose, and pathology is real. So I'm bringing that up because my baby daddy just got sentenced with 45 years because his drug of choice, now he does several different drugs, but his drugs of choice was the embalming fluid. I hope I don't get flagged for saying the D word and stuff like that, so I'm gonna try to, but his drug of choice was the embalming fluid, which if you know anything about the streets, you know they call that sherm wet. You know, they dip it onto a cigarette, but basically embalming fluid that they put into dead bodies. Okay, that's his drug of choice. But he also do the toot, the white. I've heard that he did what my daddy did, same thing, you know what I'm saying, different form, slew of things. Okay, you get my drift. So we heard months ago what he did, but he's just now getting charged for it. Like what he did, I think, was last year or so, and it makes him get out of his mind, and he don't know whether he going or coming and what he's doing. The police pulled him over. I don't know if he was walking or I don't know if he was in a car, but the police pulled him over, and this man went and he was evading arrest. Mind you, I just found out another piece of information. Outside of him evading arrest, he was already out on parole for something else. He was evaded arrest, jumped in the lawman car, y'all. Jumped in the lawman car, snatched the walkie-talkie. I don't know if he snatched it and broke it or he snatched it and started talking on it. But when I'm telling you, he got so many charges lined up just from that incident, not even everything he was on parole for prior. Basically still getting in trouble, in and out, get out, get the same pathology like my dad. You see the pattern. That's why it's called pathology. It's the pattern, and it's the generational pattern that we choose for our lives, and the generational curse that we put on our lives when we make the same decisions generation after generation after generation. So this man got 45 years, and I think my daughter said the last she heard him tell her that he was 47 years old. So y'all do the math. I'm trying to make sure that ain't no... Look, I don't be doing nothing wrong, but I do not like when police is around me. I just don't like it. I have no connection with him. I cannot hold a good conversation with him. I have not talked to him in years. I got pregnant for him at such a young age, and then with me evolving and me growing up, and me of course having to grow up fast and take care of my children, and then go through the loss of my son, and then still have my daughter to take care of, I had to jump into survival mode fast. So I couldn't stay back and live my life and live a wild carefree life, or stay addicted to drugs like he did, because I'm not that type of person. And plus, that never was my destiny anyway. God has better for me, and it still ain't over for me. So what I'm saying all that to say is, y'all, when y'all see these patterns in people in your lives, sit back and reflect on that. Sit back and be like, at what point do we get to the mind frame that we want to break some of this pathology? At what point do we want to break these generational curses? Generational curses can be broken. And generational curses do not mean that somebody went and lit some candles and did a ritual on you and put that curse on you. Although that is possible too, but that's not always the case, I don't believe. Generational curses come from your environment, from what you used to seeing, from what you saw as a child, from what you dealt with as a child. And we tend to mimic what we were trained from. If that I don't really know how to articulate those words the way I need to articulate that phrase, but I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say is what's done in the household and what we see growing up, 6 months, 10 months, 11 months, 12 months, 1, 2, 3, all those years are very, very precious. And those are when those spirits and all that mimicking and all, look at how the babies cuss. Soon as they start talking, they saying cuss words. Cause why? That's what they're hearing in the household. We get everything we start from, everything that we embody about our being starts with the environment that we are in from the time that we enter this earth. So I feel like that it is a crucial time right now in our lives that we really need to focus and reflect and revise the pathology here. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to break down and figure out how do we reconstruct our pathology and break some of that mimicking that we seen, break some of that wrongness that we seen, break some of those unhealthy, toxic traits that we grew up in, and start getting our own mind frame back on track with the way things should be. Because the research is out there. The people are out there. The motivational speakers are out there. The literature is out there for us to research and retrain our minds. But we have to want to retrain our minds, okay? It's pathology. And I'm telling y'all that story about my baby daddy and about my dad because that is pure pathology. I chose the same man my mama chose for me. I chose the same for my child. I didn't break that curse. I failed at that. Now, all I can hope is that my two girls try to break it and not choose their dad. I don't want my kids to choose their type of dad. I want them to have better. I want them to do better. But can I tell them how to live their lives? Can I beat them? You know, can I drill in them what's right? Can I tell them what it should be and what it should not be? Yes. But at the end of the day, I got an 18-year-old. This lady gonna go off. She's gonna look at what I did when I was 18. Graduated high school, got pregnant with twins, was on drugs. This lady gonna do what she wanna do, how she wanna do it, and I can't beat her no more. I can't beat it into it no more. She knows right from wrong. She knows. She is very intelligent. She knows what type of lifestyle her dad has. She knows what type of lifestyle my dad had. Whether she wants to break that pathology and break that generational curse, that's going to have to be something that comes up in her. That's going to have to be something that she wants to break. And I will still continue to have those conversations with her. Just because she's 18 don't mean she can't still be trained. She still has a lot of grooming to go through from me. And as I learn and grow and glow and evolve, I'm going to be instilling in her what she should be doing. So maybe she can skip some of the mistakes that I made. She still has time to skip some of the mistakes that I made and break this pathology curse. She got some time. But what I wanted to come over here and add to you guys, and I wanted to give y'all an example of the pathology that I have been through. I want y'all to now sit back and let's have a discussion. Think about the people in your lives, your kids' fathers, your father, your friends, or whoever you are connected to closely in your life. Have you seen anybody that has pathology? Are you dealing with pathology in your own life? Like, sit back and really reflect on that and think about what kind of steps you can take and start doing the necessary work to break this negative pathologies that we have been trained and break these generational curses that we have dealt with. It needs to be broken. And baby, we living in the last days right now. If the time ain't never been so urgent, it's time for us to break these pathologies. Stop choosing the wrong baby daddies. Stop laying up with just anything and anybody and just being all free and willy-nilly. It's time to get our minds right, pretty much. I'm working on me. And ain't none of us ever gonna just walk on the straight and narrow. I ain't saying we supposed to be walking on the straight and narrow. I'm just saying I don't see nothing wrong with dissecting bits and pieces of our lives and unlearning and relearning things that we can do to be better. That's all I'm saying. And things that we can break, curses that we can break, demons that we can knock out of our lives so that it don't transfer down to our offspring. That's all I'm saying. I'm finna go in here to Walmart and get me some protein shakes so I can get home and make me some protein coffee before I start feeling nauseous from doing these 6 miles. So until the next video, jewels, let those lights shine bright because we all are jewels in God's eyesight. Bye, jewels.